Oh wow, the new map. Look at it. Holy cow. This new map looks really cool. Oh, so that's like paint. Look at the paint going up. That is so cool. Look at the clouds. Oh man. So far, I love it. First impressions, really, really cool. Hello, here we go, everybody. We have the new PTB up for Chapter 22. I don't know anything about it. All I know is I read in an article it's like half broke killer or something. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new killer first of all. Alright. And where is she? There she is. The Artist. A ranged Renaissance killer able to launch dire crows across the map to reveal and attack survivors. Her personal perks: Grim Embrace, Scourge Hook, Gain Renaissance, and another Hex perk. Elemento. Allow her to interrupt survivors' objectives, torment Hook survivors, and use destroy totems to her advantage. Okay. Check it out. Welcome to stream. Oh, wow. She almost kind of reminds me of a spirit in a way. Like the way she's all crooked and everything like that. Almost sounds like she has the sound effects of the spirit as well. They may change to that though. Who knows? And she's got a long fucking neck as well. Oh damn, she mad. Alright. So Carmina Mora was a gifted artist who carried the guilt of her young brother's death. Growing up a rugged coastal village in southern Chile, he sketched the sublime landscapes of Patagonia. Sitting outside, she painted dramatic gourds while feeding the crows nested in the tree next to the house. She grew up carrying the guilt of her mother's sudden departure. Her father blamed Carmina for her mother's abandonment, which added to her grief. She became the caretaker of Martius, her little brother, despite still being a child herself. A year later, Carmina was painting with Martius outside when the telephone rang. Her father remained in the yard drinking his beer. Carmina rushed to the house to answer the phone and hung up a few seconds later. When she returned outside, Martius was nowhere to be seen. She asked her father, but he paid no attention. But he had paid no attention to Martius. She called her brother's name, looking for him everywhere. While searching, she saw a bright red coat floating in the narrow creek. Where are we? She saw the bright red coat floating in the creek. Oh, it's by the house. Mattias's jacket. She jumped into the creek and found him floating on the surface with vacant eyes, unblinking, so her brother had died. He had fallen and drowned. Her scream tore the sky. Her father found Carmina sobbing at the creek shore, clutching her brother's body in her arms, surrounded by a murder of crows. Her father snatched Mattias's body away from her, and she cried until her voice broke. The following morning, the world was cloaked in darkness. Her father did not say a word because he did not have to. Carmina knew it was all her fault. Months passed, yet her loss was as fresh as the morning dew. Crippled with self-loathing, she could no longer paint. Without Mattias, life had no meaning. Aw, feeling sorry for the killer. On the bleak morning of Mattias's birthday, Carmina walked to a narrow bridge several blocks away from home. She was convinced that nothing could bring her relief. Her mother was gone, her brother was now dead, and her father blamed her for all of it. She was convinced that she had nothing left to live for. Carmina walked to the railing of the bridge that stood over the turbulent river. Locals had nicknamed the spot Deathleap. Several cars drove by Carmina, but none stopped. No one seemed to care. She climbed over the railing, and her legs wobbled as she stood on the lip of the bridge. She looked down, watching the fearsome river smash into a giant boulder. She closed her eyes. See you soon, Mattias. Oh, wow. Telling herself to go see her brother, or little brother, huh? Suddenly, hang on. Back in here, guys. Alright. Alright. Suddenly, a cacophony of caws filled the sky. Carmina opened her eyes and saw a black cloud of feathers flying toward her. The cloud split open and glossy black crows dove from the sky. One landed on her shoulder and stared intently into Carmina's eyes as if peering into her soul. Oh wow. Her grip on the railing loosened and the crow cawed raucously. Carmina stared at the crow, confused. Another crow landed on the railing, and then another. Soon, a flock of crows were covering at the railing of the bridge, staying close to her. She felt their heavy stare on her, calculative and enigmatic, as if they were assessing her. She looked down for a second, and a thunder of caws interrupted her dark impulse. The crows seemed to care about her well-being. As she dangled over the edge, with the wind blowing through her raven hair, Carmina felt akin to them. For the first time since Mattias had died, Carmina did not feel alone. She returned home, giving life another chance. The crows left, but Carmina suspected that if anything happened to her, they would return. Inspired by her ordeal, Carmina picked up a brush. In the weeks that followed, she painted her experience, using black ink to depict the deathly with a black cloud of feathers. The murder of crows saved her life. The experience was transformative and launched her signature, black ink surrealist art. After several years, some color pierced the darkness, and this shift of medium expanded her art form. She painted large-scale murals on busy street corners, designed grandiose, how do you say that word? Grandiose costumes, and recited militant poetry. Carmina's art displayed local, intimate tragedies on a large scale, making them impossible to ignore. And everywhere she performed, crows followed. Her performances grew bold and drew the attention of artists who found her style invigorating. She grew close to a group of painters who understood her iconoclastic vision. Her performances launched the large-scale surrealist movement, which became a phenomenon. Her renown grew enough to attract the commission of the multinational enterprise, the VAC label. Carmina investigated the group, discovering they gifted art pieces to select disreputable congressmen. The VAC's commissioned artists seemed to disappear afterward. Determined to expose the group's link to corrupt politics, Carmina accepted VAC's commission. The following week, Carmina painted a giant mural on a cemetery's columbarium, displaying the VAC label logo as a surrealist grim reaper harvesting the fields of the Chilean families. She wore a theatrical dress as she painted, and on which she had stitched a poem about political revolution. The piece sparked a radical debate about corruption. The controversy painted a target on Carmina's back. After receiving anonymous death threats, she took refuge in her father's house, bringing her closest friends for safety, her crows. That night, a gang of masked gunmen broke into the house. They swiftly subdued Carmina and her friends and threw them into a van and drove off. The following morning, a dry breeze blew sand on Carmina's face, awakening her. She was seated on a chair in the middle of the desert with her legs tied and her hands handcuffed. Her friends were lying on the ground, tied up as well. A shadow fell over her face, and Carmina looked up. A man dressed in a long robe with his face hidden in the dark hood approached her. He pulled up a silvery knife from his robe. He grabbed her hands and recited a hymn in an unfamiliar language. Carmina held his gaze. He paused and brought down his blade with a sudden blow. Oh shit. She cried in agony as her friends woke to a terrible sight. Carmina's severed hands falling into the sand. The hooded man smiled with satisfaction. How are you going to paint now? Carmina cursed and screamed at him, wriggling against their bonds. The man grabbed Carmina's chin, spit in his face. He grunted and pried her mouth open, pulling out her tongue. Oh my god. You know how bad that would fucking hurt? Have somebody open your mouth and yank out your fucking tongue? I feel bad for her. Holy fuck. Looks like she's got all this blood all over her mouth, huh? Dried blood. That's fucked up. He pulled out her fucking tongue. Carmina struggled against her handcuffs. In a violent blow, he chopped off. In a violent blow, he chopped off Carmina's tongue. He howled in anguish. The man wiped his blade on his robe, leaving a trail of blood. How are you going to recite your poems now? Sorrow swelled in Carmina's chest, sharper than pain. Overwhelmed by uncontrollable rage, grief and loss overcame her senses. She had lost her little brother, and she had lost the only way to cope with such pain. Carmina screamed like the day her brother had died. Raucous caws echoed through the wasteland. The sky was obscured by a cyclone of dark clouds. Black feathers fell on Carmina's bleeding arms. She looked up and saw a torrent of crows erupting from the clouds, diving onto the hooded man. As the ravenous crows pecked at his flesh mercilessly, Carmina smiled, watching her surrealist art coming to life. But her heart lurched with rage when she saw the crows move on to their next target, her friends on the ground. She screamed as waves of pain, guilt, and fright overwhelmed her. But it was in vain. The ravenous crows were uncontrollable. Darkness fell over her eyes, and her friends' agonizing screams grew more acute. Death was coming again and again, and again it was her fault. And then a deep black fog engulfed her, and she wound up in Dead by Daylight. Wow, pretty good lore there for her. I like it. So her perks are Grim Embrace. Basically, you act the servitude to the entity has not gone unnoticed. Each time a survivor is hooked for the first time, you gain a token. So basically, every time you hook somebody a new time, which is going to help prevent tunneling, upon reaching 4 tokens, Grim Embrace activates. The entity blocks all generators for 20 seconds when you get 4 tokens, and the Obsession's aura is revealed to you for 4 seconds. So you have to get 4 tokens by hooking. You want to hook all 4 survivors the first time, and then you get your 4 tokens. So hooking the same survivor is only going to give you 1 token. So if you tunnel, you're not going to get the tokens you need. So I like that. It's an anti-tunneling perk. And then when you hook all 4 survivors, it's only going to be 1 time per game. You're going to block all the generators for 20 seconds. I don't know if that's that good of a perk. It doesn't seem that great. It doesn't sound that great to me. I'm not a killer man, but it doesn't sound that great. Okay, so Pain Renaissance, overwhelming pain reverberates into the chaos. At the start of the trial, up to 4 random hooks are charged into scourge hooks. You see their auras in white. Anytime a survivor is hooked on one of these hooks, the generator with the most progress explodes, losing instantly 9% progress and will start to regress. Survivors repairing the generator will scream, revealing their location as well. That's a pretty decent perk. So anytime a survivor is hooked on one of these 4 random hooks, the generator with the most progress, so it could be almost done, and then boom, it blows up, does 9% progress regression, and then starts regressing. And then it also, anybody repairing the generator starts to scream. That's a good perk. I like that one. Pretty good. She's got a Hex perk as well. Hex Pentamento. You reveal the true power of the totems hidden within the remains. You see the aura of destroyed totems. You can perform a ritual on the destroyed totem to resurrect it as a rekindled totem? What? What? Resurrecting totems? The more rekindled totems that exist, the greater their effects. You rekindle... Oh my god. This one seems super strong. Rekindled totem reduces survivors' repair speed. What? What the fuck is this? Reduces the repair speed by 20% for 1 totem? 2 rekindled totems reduces survivors' healing speeds by 20%. 3 rekindled totems reduces survivors' recovery speed from being down by 20%. And reduces survivors' exit opening speed by 20% if you get 4 of them. And then 5 rekindle totems. All totems are blocked by the entity. Holy fuck. When the rekindle totems is removed, its remains are consumed by the entity. Wow. Okay. So basically you can't keep rekindling the same totem over and over again. You basically a ritual, so you resurrect a totem. So the killer resurrects a totem, and then if a survivor cleanses it again, it's gone for good. Okay? But if the killer can resurrect all 5 totems, then all the totems are going to be blocked by the entity, so they can't be cleansed. And then they also get repair speed is down by 20%, survivor's healing speed down by 20%, recovery speed if they're down by 20%, and opening the exit gates 20%. That is a very strong perk, it seems like. But it's a hex perk, so it can be cleansed. Yeah, that seems like a really strong perk. I like it. I like the creativity here. All right. Wow. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's go back and check out the new survivor. Is it a girl or is it a guy? I have no idea. Oh, here he is, Jonah Vasquez, the mathematical mastermind, able to use logic to help his team. Okay, so he's a math dude. He's a nerd. His personal perks: overcome, corrective action, and boon. Exponential. So another boon totem. Okay. I don't know if I want to read all this, guys. Yeah, we're not going to read all this. We're just going to look at his perks here, because otherwise it's going to be 30 minutes plus before I start the game. Jonah Vasquez perk. When you're injured, you retain the movement speed bonus for 2 seconds longer. Okay. Overcome causes the exhausted effect for 60 seconds. Overcome cannot be used. But you have to use this in combination with like an exhaustion perk. And if you're injured, gain the movement bonus for 2 seconds long. Okay. Don't really understand how that works, but corrective action. You quickly analyze problems and correct others' work when they make a mistake. You start the trial with 1 token and gain a token up to a maximum of 5 for every great skill check. Ooh. When a survivor fails a skill check while cooperating with you, the 1 token is consumed, and their failed skill check becomes a good skill check. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's creative. So if you're working, and I always bitch about, like, I always hit great skill checks, right? And I always bitch about other random survivors coming up and blowing skill checks. I can actually correct their skill checks by using a token. Corrective action. That's cool. Boon? Okay, so another boon totem. Like the number is up, you consider ways to recalculate the odds. Press and hold the ability button, dear a dual totem, hex totem to bless it, create a boon totem. Exponential. Same range as the healing perk and the other boon totem. All survivors within the boon totem's range recover 90% faster and can completely recover from the dying state. Holy fuck. Another really strong boon totem. So basically unbreakable. And you heal way faster. You recover way faster than unbreakable. So a boon totem unbreakable is basically what this is. Damn. That's a good one. So both the killer and the survivor, I feel like, got a really good perk. And both of them are hex totems. A boon for the survivors and the hex totem for the killer. Yeah, that's amazing. Another really good boon totem. I like it. I like it a lot. We have almost 1 million blood points to put in this guy too, guys. Appraisal 2. Oh, we're out of blood points. Okay, so we got him to level 32. And we are going to take the boon totem he got. Hell yeah. We're going to take bond. So I feel like you have to use this one with like sprint burst or life or something like that, and then your sprint burst lasts 2 seconds longer. So you basically have to use 2 perks. And it only works when you're injured. Yeah, I don't know. It might be really good, but we're going to try this corrective action of his. An iron will. We're finally getting into a game, guys, after using all the blood points to level up the new survivor. Hopefully we have the killer being the new killer, because that's what everybody wants to see. .30-minute mark, we finally get into a game. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, if I would have read Jonah's lore, which would have been just as long, we'd be going another 10 minutes. Yeah, that lore for these... Oh, they're bringing in Mori. Okay. So we're probably going to get a good look at the Mori, if we get Mori'd. The new killer Mori. Oh wow, the new map. Look at it. Holy cow. This new map looks really cool. Oh, so that's like paint. Look at the paint going up. That is so cool. Look at the clouds. Oh, man. So far, I love it. First impressions, really, really cool. I don't know why I'm lagging. Oh, man. What a cool looking map. I especially love the cloudy sky. That's really cool. Both Jonah's on the generator. You got a main building there? Or is that an exit gate? Not sure. Whoa, what the hell? You guys are getting your first look at the new map. The new survivor, Jonah Vasquez. And we are up against a... I don't know what you'd call her. Somebody kind of like a cross between a spirit and a pro lady or something? Maybe? I don't know. The lure is really cool though. 2 gens done already. Yep, that's the exit gate. Okay. Man, I love this map though. This is band cool. They actually use new walls. They didn't use the same old walls as all the other maps. New bushes we haven't seen before. Love it. Look at these, like dead vines. Man, this is cool. Well, this is the shack. Look at this, guys. Look at this fucking shack. Oh, we want to cleanse this page. Not cleanse it, but bless it, I mean. Wow, fancy shack. I love it. Right. We've blessed our totem. And that gives us basically unbreakable. If you're in the range, if somebody gets down in this range, they can break out of it. These boon perks are really strong. Oh wow, the birds! Oh, how cool! birds are fucking me up. Oh, how cool is this? Ow! Bitch. No. Okay, leave me on the ground. I want to see this recovery speed. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. And I can unbreakable. I hope she leaves me down for a second. Oh, she took out my boom perk, so I can't break out now. Knock that shit out. Look at this fool. Love it. This map is so fucking cool. They did a good job again, especially on this map. What a cool first game. Yeah, I love all the paint coming up from the sand. Going into the sky. That's just badass. Alright. Ah, she fucked me up with the crows. I got the crows on me. I guess they injure me after a certain amount of time or something? I don't know. Okay, these crows, are they going to injure me or what? Oh, repel. Okay. Ow. Okay, I can repel the birds. Okay. I didn't see that at first. Look at these little hills of sand. Alright. And so these characters you will be able to buy. You don't have to spend money on the killer or the character when they come out, guys. In a couple of 3 weeks or whatever, when they actually launch the game. Console, PC, or whatever, you will be able to buy these with your iridescent shards that you earn by playing the game. Oh yeah, look at that statue or whatever. That's another exit. The exit gates will not be hard to find on this map. Look at this. Like, I like all these little valley. Like, wow. They really did a good job on this map. Oh, cool. I love it. I love this map. I mean, I love the looks of it. I don't know how it is as far as is it a killer-sided map? Is it a survivor-sided map? Trying to get the last generator done. Hopefully somebody saves him. Perfect. Yeah, they saved him. Cool. They saved the other Jonah. Yeah, I love this. Look at all the crows up there. Flying around up there. Wow. That's amazing. And 99 the gate. Let's take a look at this building here. We haven't even seen the inside of this building. Generator in here. Oh man, is this cool or what? You can hear all the crows. Look at that, guys. That's just badass. Yeah, they really made a cool map. Wow. Oh, that's a little bit buggy. There is a book. Oh, the book disappeared. Okay. That wasn't buggy. That was intentional. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Oh, look at this. It's their painting. Look at that. Look at that shit. Definitely fits the lure that we read about. That's amazing. Can I vault here? I cannot vault there. Okay. Can I vault here? No. Good view, though, from up here. Man, this is a cool fucking map. Look up here. Oh. Love it, guys. Love it, love it, love it. I mean, I don't even care about escaping or anything like that. That doesn't fucking matter. You can Mori me if you want. Okay, let's see the Mori. Mori me. No! I thought you had a Mori. I thought you had a Mori. What are you doing? No, don't give me the hatch. Mori me. There we go. Yeah. We get to see the Mori. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and then they chew on me. That's wicked. Love it, love it, love it. Hell yeah. No, that was cool. Alright. You get all the new killer perks and pop. Cool. Nobody says anything. Nobody says GG. Rude. Oh man, that was cool. Hmm. What do you guys think? There we go. Go as fuck now. Four Jonahs. Bond 3, hell yeah. To get a healing kit. Oh, only 3 Jonahs. Okay. Hmm. Alright. Second. Game, second, new map. Got a gen rush in the PTB, right? Hi, Bing. Oh, he's got the healing boon. Nice. Where they hide all these totems. it's cool. You bat the birds away as you run. Cool. I got that generator I was doing. Watch this chase here. Oh wow, look at that shit. Huh. I love that. She got off. We're so rude, man. Survivors OP. Missed. Oh, she was going for the gate. He completely missed us. Easy peasy. Look at the Ash guy coming in, MVP. They don't get the new killer. Okay. Lobbies are quick in the PTB. I don't have any offerings to make sure we get the new map again. Love it, man. How you doing, G? Welcome, bud. Yeah, love the new killer, love the new survivor, love the new map. Cool as fuck. I've always said that I like it a lot better when they, most of the time, I like it when they create their own killer, rather than doing licensed stuff. I think they're a lot more creative, and I think they make better stuff than when they try to do licensed killers content. Another new boon perk for the survivor. You got a boon, basically an unbreakable, basically. So I guess you can unbreakable as many times as you can if you're within the boon totem range. Plus 90% recovery speed, and you can unbreakable. So that's a new boon totem, or new boon perk. The new survivor, is like a mathematician. He also has... He has some perk I don't understand. I think you have to use it in conjunction with an exhaustion perk, and then the exhaustion lasts 2 seconds longer. So like sprint burst or life or whatever would last another 2 seconds. But with that's what it seemed like. So I haven't used that perk. And then he has... I'm trying to think of... What's his other perk? Oh, he has a perk where if you're doing a generator, and... if you get a great skill check, you get a token. And then if you're on a generator with somebody else and they blow a skill check, the token will be used to make their blown skill check a great skill check or a good skill check. So they won't blow the gen. So that's the other perk I have down there on the left. I don't remember what the fuck it's called, but basically that's what it does. You get tokens for great skill checks, and then yeah, it's really cool stuff. So this new killer is like half crow, like she kind of reminds me of half spirit, kind of half crow lady. The lure on her is really cool. I read it in the beginning of the stream here about 45 minutes ago. You can kind of see her aura there. So she can send out like a big wave of crows. Stop that shit. She can send out like a big flock of crows that you can shoo away if they're on you, but they will injure you eventually, I think. But It's kind of cool. And then she has a really good perk as well. Her best perk is a hex perk, and if she goes, she can regenerate. Broken totems. And for every broken totem that she regenerates, she gets a token. And the first token like causes gen regression or gen speeds to go 20% slower. If she breaks 2 totems, right? Or if she not breaks, but if she regenerates 2 broken totems, then survivors have 20% gen slower speed, and then it's a negative 20% on healing speed. If she regenerates 3 totems, then they have the healing, the gen speed slowdown, and dying state slowdown of 20%. 4 totems, if she regenerates 4 totems, then all that plus like gate slowdown of 20%. Yeah, so 20% slowdown on up to 4 different things. And then if she actually regenerates 5 totems in a game, then I think all the totems are blocked by the entity, so nobody can cleanse them. It's insane. Super cool perk. But once she regenerates a totem, if a survivor breaks that totem again, she can't regenerate it a second time. Yeah, but it's a super powerful but super cool perk. Like I said, I love the creativity with this DLC. I love it. I think this might be one of the best DLCs they've done in a long time. It seems that way anyway. And then I'm trying to remember her other 2 perks. You know, one of them's not that good. It didn't seem like it was that good. I can't remember her other 2 perks right off the bat. But the one I told you about is by far her best perk. But it's a hex perk. The one I just read about for her, it's a hex perk. I think one of them's pretty good. One of them's really strong, the hex perk I just told you about. And the one of them doesn't seem that great. So that was her decent perk right there. She sent the crows over this way, but it landed on that other gal, okay. Got it. Yeah, so the lore says that basically somebody fucking fucked her up. It's all about politics and corruption and shit like that. And they cut her hands off or whatever. She's a painter, and they cut her hands off. The lore is really cool. I highly recommend you either listen to me reading it or go read it yourself. I didn't read the lore on him. I'm sure it's cool too, but... Oh, the new map is badass as well, Gallup. Yeah, the new map is badass. It's like a desert, and because she was a painter or whatever, the killer was a painter, you can see like black paint coming up from the sand into the sky, and the sky is really cloudy and stormy. They did a fantastic job with this DLC. This is why I say I love it so much more when they just create their own content. It seems like it's so much better than doing licensed shit. Gotta start my shizzle, so keep on having fun. I'll be playing this one tomorrow. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. You got a good hit there. This killer definitely do it better with this new killer than the last two. 3 of us are on Death Hook. Yeah, the other killers playing this killer first 2 games didn't do nearly this well. So I feel like this killer's probably played her a little bit more. Gonna bless this totem with a new perk. So that's a new killer perk that causes yeah. Feels bad. Could have at least Mori'd me. They're taking in a Mori. Yeah, the Mori is really cool. We saw it the first game. Rank 1. Miss. Oh, nice dodge. That was cool. Good job, Michaela. Yeah, this perk here is pretty good. That's what caused that gen to blow when she hooked that guy. He had the most progress, blew up, and gave away my location. And she also had pop. All right, guys, with that, we played over an hour. We've read the lore. We're going to go ahead and end the stream by reading the lore for the new Survivor. We've seen 3 games, and I can tell you that I really, really like this. New DLC, I'm looking forward to it coming out. Probably not going to spend a lot of time playing it. I think we've got a good look at the new killer, a good look at the new Survivor, obviously from the Survivor perspective. I feel like there's going to be a ton of content out there from the killer perspective. So if you want to see the things from the killer's perspective, then go out there and check out another video. But this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel as well. So let's go ahead and read the lore. We read the lore earlier from the killer, about the killer, a really cool lore. Let's read the backstory of Jonah Vasquez. Jonah Vasquez saw the truth behind the veil. His gifted mind understood numbers in a way few could. Sunsets, architecture, and a blade of grass. He saw more within them than eyes could gleam. He understood the language that contained, or that explained them, mathematics, complex equations that continually played out around the universe to determine why and how we exist. Structures, patterns, a law unbroken, physics. His gift would have been overlooked had his family's history of poverty continued for another generation. But some patterns are meant to deviate from their common course, and Jonah's father strived to better his family with every muscle he had. What started as a job picking fruit near Fresno, California, eventually led him to owning a small mangrove. It wasn't much, but it was enough to provide Jonah a stable childhood and education. Though placed in advanced classes, there were few signs of Jonah's brilliance to his peers. He was a normal boy with a few close friends, a passion for baseball, and an interest for ancient civilizations. However, when he was alone, his mind turned to the numbers, and these, to Jonah, were the most fascinating of marvels. He delved into Fibonacci and Riemann's sequences, and was soon poring over complex equations from history's leading mathematicians. Well, he was a real nerd, wasn't he? A really smart guy. On his 16th birthday, he received an unaddressed card. There was nothing within but the following numbers: 8, 25, 9, 44, some negative numbers, decimals. Like, okay, we got it. It was a puzzle. Perhaps a gift from his math teacher or a relative who knew of his penchant for solving brain teasers. But somehow this was different. While he immediately recognized the GPS coordinates, quickly discovering they led to a location in Chile, the other numbers meant nothing to him. Every attempt he had made had led to failure. Over time, he abandoned the puzzle, convinced it was flawed. He went on to a university and upon graduation was hired as a codebreaker by the CIA. Damn. Good job, Jonah. On his first day, written in his employee handbook were the numbers from years ago. A tension in the back of his neck materialized, a feeling that he was being toyed with. I think he was. He returned to the puzzle, only to discover that his years of experience would reveal no new information. He couldn't dwell on it. He had a job to do. He was put to work deciphering messages from signal stations around Europe. Archive footage found that for 23 years, dozens had been operating in an unknown capacity. Simple blinks of light hid complex codes that revealed disjointed information. It wasn't much to go on, but he discovered the messages seemed to involve powerful and wealthy individuals from around the globe. So notice how they're tying this in to the whole lore for the killer, the artist. The project was abruptly shut down. All agents involved were transferred to other assignments. Jonah was moved to a covert task force in the newly formed democracy of Quintana, where he intercepted and decoded messages from bands of rebels. His work enabled the U.S. to target numerous rebel locations, then the bombs dropped. It was discovered too late the messages were decoys. Civilian casualties were staggering. The true numbers covered up by the officials. Damn, that sounds like something that would happen. Jonah blamed himself. He saw firsthand the damage done and the families torn apart. He took a leave of absence but remained in Quintana, surveying the damage. He had to do something. He cashed in his favors with one of the CIA's digital security exports and infiltrated the rebellion's computer network. From there, he took stock of the numbers and made changes that he thought nobody would notice. Small amounts of money were siphoned from the rebels. to those who lost their homes and loved ones. What a good guy he's doing. That's cool. Taking all the corruption money and giving it to the people that lost their homes and families. It seemed like a smooth play, undetectable and bloodless, until the day the gunshots rang through his suite. Jonah hit the floor as glass shattered and holes punched through his walls. Grabbing his laptop, he broke his kitchen window and leapt to the neighboring building's roof. Before he could even rub his throbbing ankles, the small house exploded into flames. He ran, not looking back. He climbed down to the alley, made his way to the slums, and concealed himself among the rickety shanties of cardboard and rotting wood. A week later, he arrived at an American embassy, exhausted, dust-ridden, and defeated. Before he could take his breath, he received a call from his chief officer of the CIA. Was it worth it? You over this crusade of yours? He felt powerless, and so he returned his focus to what was simple, that was black and white, the numbers. The chief officer gave him a new assignment, one classified to all but a few. His research on the signal stations had reached someone high up, and the project was reopened under a vial of secrecy. Jonah dedicated his time to deciphering the codes, partly out of fascination and partly to forget the guilt that had resided within him. What started with signal stations led him to something even more baffling: horror podcasts. In the stories of campfire thrillers and slasher tales from around the world were carefully concealed codes, sometimes numbers, sometimes words. Each time, as if being a secret password or handshake, he found the following message: sacrifice is rebirth. Hidden in the code was information on a network of powerful people, all working towards what he didn't know. There was chatter of summonings and rebirths, sacrifices and hunts. Jonah assumed much of it was red herrings attempted to mislead. Up late that night, he analyzed another code, this time concealed in a story about vampires. What he deciphered sent a chill through his spine. Same numbers that he had gotten notes of, or the letter from, or whatever. The numbers had returned again. They haunted him. He saw them and he closed his eyes. They clung to his sleepless mind, begging for attention. He checked the coordinates he had checked years ago. It was nothing but a Chilean graveyard. He logged into the CIA database and searched the history of the location. Only one hit came up: a cold case where bodies were found in the area, the corpses eaten by hundreds of crows. Jonah couldn't let the mystery go on any longer. The numbers had followed him all his life, and he was ready to follow them. Knowing his chief officer wouldn't approve, he booked a ticket to Chile without anybody's knowledge. It was time to see what was so special about these coordinates. Less than 24 hours later, he arrived at those coordinates, 20.36, 69.85, and he found himself under a sweltering sun, standing in the graveyard of a ghost town. There was nothing but dust and bones. Jonah spit into the dirt and puzzled over the numbers once more. He slumped next to an old grave under the eyes of a watchful crow. Uh-oh. He missed home. He missed the mangrove. He missed a time before the complexities of the universe crashed down onto him. He looked out at the old derelict buildings on one side and the sweeping desert on the other. There were similarities of Fresno, the dry heat, the sunset that cast an orange glow on the dusty ground. But this wasn't home, not to him. He looked at it from the eyes of a man who didn't belong in this place. And then Jonah understood. He was analyzing the code from his own experiences, his own view of the world. There was so much that he overlooked. With feverish devotion, he considered what the numbers could signify for other cultures: ancient Egyptian measurements, Persian currencies, and antiquated calendars. He finally understood. He sifted through his knowledge of the ancient civilizations before coming to the Iranian calendar. Plugging in the numbers as dates, he converted the first half of them over the Gregorian calendar. He wasn't prepared for the number it would reveal: his own birthday. Oh, that's fucking terrifying. The world spiraled around him. With sweaty palms, he calculated the remaining numbers, and it gave him another date. Today. Oh, fuck. That would be scary as hell. The code. It was all about Jonah. At this location. At this very moment. His hand shook. Yeah, I'd be freaking out. His heart pounded against his ribs. He was was he part of a prophecy? Or had someone led him down this exact path? He didn't know. For once, numbers no longer made sense. A heavy fatigue came over him, and the world shifted in impossible ways. He knew the equations beyond nature. He knew what he saw couldn't be. He witnessed his father's mangrove beyond the desert and felt overwhelming comfort. Crows cawed in the distance, and the smell of citrus wafted in the breeze. He considered that he was once more a child, and the numbers nothing but a horrible dream. Trapped in nostalgic thoughts, he didn't notice a dark fog sweeping from the grass, whirling its way towards him. Crows flew over from the branches, screeching relentlessly, flying in a circle above. It was too late when he realized the scent of the breeze was no longer citrus. Damn, it was blood. Wow, that's so cool. Love the lore for both the new survivor Jonah Vasquez. I think the lore for the back history for the killer is actually better, but this is well written as well. Yeah, they've done a good job with this this upcoming DLC, guys. I'm excited for it to launch. Really like it, and remember, you guys will be able to buy the new survivor and the new killer for 9,000 of your iridescent shards as well. So 9,000 each. So if you get 18,000 like I have here, you'll be able to buy the new killer and the new survivor when it launches here, probably the end of November. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, be sure you comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this new DLC coming probably the 23rd or the 30th of November. I appreciate you guys being here. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.